Hello, welcome to the podcast. I am Paul Drake, your host. I am with a special guest today. His name is John. I've known him for a while now. And we're going to chat today about just a certain few different things and see if anything that he can bring forth to help you out in your journey to becoming the better self, to living a happy life and to living life without regrets. So welcome to the podcast, John. Thanks for tuning in. And
absolutely, yeah. Thanks for having me on. It's an honour for the first time. So I can't wait to get it going.
Yeah, first guest, can't wait.
Awesome. Good stuff.
So the first question is, can you just tell us, like the viewers and stuff, a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So basically, I kind of I run my own business. Working from home. Helping like fitness professionals, fitness studios, that kind of thing, market their service online. So it's all really techy, a little bit geeky out there. But yeah, it's really good fun, really creative. Provides me income, plus a roof over my head, that sort of thing. And I'm looking to sort of scale that in the coming years, obviously. But I'm looking to kind of find out a new little road here, obviously with impacting people's lives, just like yourself. First time for me tonight as well. So cool. Looking forward to that, man.
It sounds like the road that you've taken now is a bit more, I'd say, like you've got the same route that you were doing before, but you've kind of gone down a different route, more impact, which is cool. I think having that impact on other people's lives can really it makes you happy. I think if you can make someone else happy and bring them like joy, then I think it brings happiness to you as well.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. Like, I think where the real happiness comes from is being able to put a smile on someone else's face. So, they can have the worst day, you could have the worst day, but if you can have a conversation with them, even just be like an ear for them to speak to, and it puts a smile on their face saying, "Hey, John, thank you so much for listening to me." Like, that'll make you feel great inside because you've helped somebody else and you've had a greater purpose, So, absolutely, 100% agree with you on that one, man, for sure.
Definitely. So, what I was just going to ask next is, do you love what you do?
Yeah, man. I mean, I wouldn't do what I do if I didn't love it. There's been things which I've not loved in the past. Just like obviously kind of hopping from job to job. And when I first started off, when I was coming up, and then I was trying out a few different business ideas, and nothing really sort of aligned with me. Couldn't really bring out my creative side. So, I was a few years ago, I was looking into becoming a personal trainer myself. And then at the same time, I was loving social media, always on my phone, always on Facebook and that kind of thing. I thought, well, if we put the two and two together, you've got something beautiful. So, just literally honed in on my skill, just spent a scary amount of money sort of learning, getting mentored and tutored and that kind of thing. But yeah, here I am, obviously, running a good business and stuff like that. But like I said, man, it's for me right now, it's about making more of an impact on people's lives. So yes, I do love what I do, and I'm very grateful for that. But I think I'll be able to fall in love with all of it much more if I can, put a smile on someone's face and help somebody out. So
yeah, I like that. That's the thing. I think quite a few people do things because it's more of they've been either told by other people, you need to go to this job, you need to do that to earn money, and you can guarantee most of the people that do it don't actually love what they do, and they don't really every day that they're there, they wish that they wasn't there, and it's just like living from Monday to Friday, wishing you weren't doing it, and then living for the weekend. I just think it's just broken in it now.
I think something that's kind of common right now is that people are kind of accepting this kind of way of life, and hopefully I can sort of us together, we can help break that sort of chain, really, and kind of say to them, hey, look, this is where you're at right now, but if you want to be able to be up here, in terms of whether it's health, happiness, finances, whatever the hell it is, relationships, you can do that. It doesn't have to be this way forever. So if you have some sort of passion or some sort of idea you never took up, you've never done, I'm here to tell you now, and you would say the same, man, is just go ahead and do it, because there's no time like the present, you know. So you know, and something I'm going to be touching on as well tonight is, you know, living up to other people's expectations. You know, you only set your expectations, you know, like people want us to be a certain way because that's how they want it to be. It's like parents and stuff, you know. It's like, oh, go and be a doctor, go and be a lawyer, go and be this, go and be that. Like, that's all great and all, but like, that's not what I want to do, you know, but it's probably what they wanted to do. So, but if they couldn't do it, they'll want to see you do it. It's because they want to know what it's like, but it's not actually right for you. So, yeah, like, you know, I think people are kind of not really thinking for themselves anymore. I think, you know, there's a lot of stuff on social media and, you know, being somebody that's constantly on it. You know, there's a lot of stuff, like social media can be good, but it can also be really bad as well. It depends on how you use it. And you've got to have that self-awareness about it to identify the problems, you know. So
yeah, that's the thing. If you're using it more of like a business side, it's not too bad. You kind of can cut out all the rest of the crap that's going on it. But then if you're using it as more of a social thing, you'll end up getting sucked into that bloody, like, the vortex of everything that's going on. And then you end up in this own little world that everyone's just so negative and they're so pessimistic about everything. And then it just ends up being just used as a bad tool instead of what it can be actually used for, which is supposed to be connecting people and creating a life that people enjoy.
Absolutely, man. Like, you know, like the thing is as well, like my great mentor, you know, he said to me, like, never compare your chapter 3 to somebody else's 3rd novel.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, that's fire, because like you can think you're being stuck, but you actually could be progressing. You're just comparing yourself to other people's, you know, 3rd novel, like that. You know, so it's you know, people need to cut out, you know, comparing each other. So it's just, if you got an idea, go and do it and go all in.
I agree with that. So with everything, how would you say, like, in your life now, how happy do you think you are? Like, let's say if you're using a scale of 1 to 10, how happy do you think, like, you would say, knowing that you've now taken this extra path of being more impactful and everything like that, would you say everything's just got better, or?
Yeah, man, I think I'd probably say like a 7. I wouldn't go any lower. I wouldn't go any higher. Reason for them is because, like, you know, there's, for me, I'm not a perfectionist, but I always want to be striving for more. So I could never sit here and say, yeah, I'm a 9 or a 10, because that's just not real, you know. So there's areas in my life that I want to improve, you know, obviously health and fitness, you know, I got a coach on board, you know, he's helping me out, feeling great about that, motivated, driven for that. You know, so I've got that going. You know, obviously I want to be able to look to scale a business, you know, I've got a few business ventures I'm getting into now. You know, like I said, I want to be able to help people have more of an impact in their lives. You know, I want to try and, you know, have like my relationship right now is solid, like it is completely solid. But I know that I can do better. So I'm always kind of striving for that next level, no matter what it is. So, you know, that's why I'd probably say a 7. But, you know, yeah, I'm to answer your question, man, I am happy. I just know I can be doing more.
Yeah, that's it. So it's not the fact of being unhappy in the sense of, you know, the way things are going. It's just that you feel like you can bring so much more to the table that you want to not be to the point of where it's so high that you stop. You want to be constantly trying to bring better things to people and try to inspire other people and be better for yourself then, really. Absolutely,
man. Absolutely. That's what it's about, is, you know, getting to the next level and helping other people do that at the same time. So
yeah, cool. So the next one, this one could be a bit of a, like, I'd say a bit of a, I think some people answer it differently, where some people will answer it like, so say if you had a magic wand and you could wish something better straight away, what would you change if you could change anything? Because I think there could be like a couple of different ways people can answer this, and it could be like, one person could be go down the route of, I'll wish this away, and then that's it. Whereas other people might use it and be like, well, I don't really want to wish this away, because if I did, then I wouldn't have the learning experience. So I was just wondering which way you'd go, and if you would use it, or if you would like the magic one, basically.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, so you mean like kind of erase something that's happened, or?
Yeah, just mean like, not even just that, just like how would you change your life? So say if you could wave a magic wand and you could go, right, this part of my life is now exactly how I wanted it to be without having to do anything, or would you not use a magic wand and then like learn instead of like doing it? So I'm just wondering.
Got you. That's a really good question, to be fair. And it's something I've not looked into in depth, but from what I can say here is I'm a huge believer in like living out your story, living out your journey. So if I was to get a magic wand and say, okay, I want this right now, or I want that right now, I feel like I've just skipped an entire chapter of my story. So like I love making mistakes. I love failing. There's no such thing as failing if you don't stop trying, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I love quote unquote failing. I love making mistakes because to any other person, they're like, well, why? Why do you want to fail? Why do you want to make mistakes? Like, that's just insane. Like, wouldn't you rather get it right and stuff first time? Like, no, because what you get through failures and mistakes is you get valuable lessons, which you can then share with others, prevent them from making mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
So to answer your question, I wouldn't change a thing, like I'm glad I'm good where I am, but I know that obviously still being in my 20s, I know that I can, completely blast this out of the water for the next 20, 30 years, and like if I wouldn't get to that place if I wasn't here right now. So that's what I'm kind of about, man, so to answer your question, there's nothing I would do.
Yeah, it's perfect because I think once you kind of get into that, like more of like a growth mindset, like as people like would call it, it's more open to suggestions. You're more open to just making like your life better. I think you do come to realization that failure isn't a bad thing like they used to make out to be when you were younger. Like if you failed, you had to be punished and stuff like that. Whereas now you kind of think to yourself, wait a minute here, if I fail, but then I've learned from that mistake, then I don't have to make that mistake again, and I'm a better person at the end of it. So, yeah, so it is so easy just to wave a magic wand and wish everything better. But what do you kind of like achieve from doing that? Other than you get everything what you desire, but are you still going to be happy? Are you going to be in the right frame of mind to actually have what you want?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. Like, like I'm gonna go a bit like geeky on you here, but like say if you've got like like a solid like RPG game or something like you got going on, would you rather just skip to the freaking max level and then have everything, or would you rather take those steps and kind of just work your way up? So then when you do get to the max level, you appreciate everything that you've done beforehand, and it's exactly the same in life, man. Like and like you're saying, you wouldn't be able to make the same impact, if you got there straight away. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's good. That next one is basically, is there anything that say like I can help you out with, or is there anything that you've been like needing help with, or is anything? Are you quite sound, or I don't know, anything really? Are you looking for the best way for me to help you out?
So for me, man, like I'm like I wish I wasn't like this sometimes, but I'm like quite like zoned in on myself.
Okay.
But I would say the thing that I was thinking about when you put your first post up, man, even when like you put that you put a video up or something like that, I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow this. Now I'm gonna be super transparent with you, man. Like I was following your stuff before and it was applying to me because I was thinking, yeah, I could be doing that, I could do that. And I was picking little tips off here and there just as the time goes on.
Yeah.
But now you've started this kind of thing right now. I'm all in. So like I'll check my phone, I'll go through Instagram and I will spend that 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long your video is, and watch the entire thing. Because like before, like say for example, like if I'm scrolling from a newsfeed, and obviously from helping fitness professionals, I'm going to see naturally a lot of fitness videos, home workouts, this and that, and I'll scroll through them, just see what they're about, and then I'll continue scrolling through Instagram or go make a coffee or whatever it is. But when you've got a video like, the ones you do and the ones I want to start making is because it applies to your life and because you can relate to this person, you stick on it and you're like, okay, look, like people love opinions. People love like second opinions. So you just want to not compare it and see how you're doing, but almost like if there's like, you could say 95%, like you could say a complete load of coswallop. I don't know. You don't, by the way, but if you did, that 5% could be a golden nugget, which I've never heard before. So that is why I watched the whole thing for starters. So you're helping me anyway, man. Like you're helping me just as time goes on.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, so
I don't think anyone really knows that before. Before we were talking friends and stuff anyway, and you helped me out by figuring out, because I was on the verge of becoming a personal trainer and stuff again, and I was unsure if I wanted to go down the route, and then that's when we spoke and we ended up like going through I can't remember what was the name of the course.
Yeah, it was a 7-day marketing masterclass.
That's it. It was a great course. I loved it, and it kind of got me clear on like what I really wanted to do. And I think at the end of it, I was clear that I didn't want to go down it. So we didn't necessarily carry on and work together, but I think the clarity I needed to know that it wasn't the path I wanted to do. So you helped me out in that aspect, which then pushed me to go towards down this route. So theoretically, if you didn't do that and we didn't do that, I probably wouldn't have got to this point and even done this. So I'd say you've helped me out as well.
That's why your chapters matter, man. That's why your chapters matter. And I'm glad that I could, have some sort of impact in that because, like I know obviously you're into health and fitness and that sort of thing, but I think you're kind of like similar to me, man. Like obviously I'm into my business and obviously I'm into my marketing, but deep inside there's more there to offer. So, I get that 100%, man, 100%. So to answer your question, yeah, you continuously helping out, man. So
yeah, thank you. So the next one is just about like maybe early roadblocks. So say, I know it's quite a personal question and some people don't like to answer it, but it's more of a, like, did you have any like roadblocks or problems and stuff as growing up that you kind of, I don't know if they hold you back now or if like there's any limiting beliefs or anything like that just seem to be from like previously, and if they're like still there now or if...
Yeah, man, great question. So first of all, like the first thing that springs to mind is when I was about 10 or 11, I don't know if you know, obviously I know we connected before, but when I was about 10 or 11, basically my friend came over one night, obviously we were chilling out and I was like, we were on Xbox, having a good night and staying up dead late and that kind of thing. So he stayed over, and we were just like, we had like, I think it was like 2 hours sleep before I got woken up. But my dad came across the landing into my room and he said to my mate, "Yo, George, I need you to leave now." And I was like, whoa, I'm not even woken up. What's going on? And he was like, "Son, just trust me. And I was like, shit, all right. So what happened was he said to me, "Look, I need you to come into the bedroom." So I came into the bedroom, I sat down next to him and he told me, "Your mum's passed away, right?" And I was like, boom, like, I had no idea what to feel, what to think, how to act, what to say. I had no idea because obviously it was so foreign to me. But I'll say to a lot of people, like I would never change it. And like, I even if I could wave at one and say, "Okay, I want you back," I still wouldn't do it because like that for me was the worst thing that could ever have happened to me ever for the rest of my entire life. So that has put like an insane amount of strength into me, which I would not have if it didn't happen. So, a lot of people might think, "Oh, that's bad, that's really unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear." So I'm like, that's cool and all, but like, it matters more to me of what I've got from that. So that was probably one of my early obstacles where I just like for like 6 to 12 months I just went spiraling out of control, went down and down and down, and I got to a really freaking low point where I was questioning like what the hell's the point. I've just lost the most important person in my life, on par with Dad, obviously. But I just couldn't see a way forward. Like, you know,
It's imaginable that you can't. I think the majority of people would have done exactly the same. It is such a severe like thing to happen that it's just one of. I think if you didn't go out of control like that, I think then it might have happened later on in life. I think it might have been suppressed, and then so yeah, I fully understand that. How did you think that you like? Did you use any tools, or did you use anything to help you like overcome that, or did you manage to get through it yourself, or was it just being so close to your dad and stuff like that helped you through, or was it just like pure determination
yeah.
that you like to carry on?
Yeah, man. So like me and my dad, you know, we've always had like a great connection. You know, we're like, you know, brothers, best mates, all of it in one. You know,
Mm.
so he was the huge anchor. But I know how much it was hurting him. But he had to be strong, even stronger than I had to help me get through it and himself. So,
Mm.
you know, like massive praise from there. But yeah, friends and family. Like, and for anybody who's watching this, by the way, like if you're struggling with something, you know, whether it's whether it's a loss or a breakup, or you know you're struggling internally, you don't know what you're doing and that kind of thing, you feel a bit lost. Here's a quote. All right, suppression creates depression. So if you hold it all in, squeeze it down, put the cap on the lid, and not let anything out, what's going to happen? It's like when you put Mentos in a diet, you know, in a Coke bottle,
Yeah.
you shake and it explodes everywhere, right? So you know, it's if you don't let it out and you know talk about it, or even if you start journaling is a huge one. Like I'll journal like every single night before I go to bed. You know, I'll go about how I felt during the day, what I need to do tomorrow. It needs to be like literally even 3 lines. You know, it doesn't have to be anything huge, but it's what we call a brain dump. So if you get all this stuff out of your head and physically just put it onto pen and paper, it's now leaving your mind.
Mm.
So it's on paper. So you can just scrumple that up and throw it out. Because now subconsciously you've scrumpled it up and you've disregarded it as even a thing. And most time it's like, you know, we'll start to make this huge thing in our mind and we could just escalate it. Where really the whole problem could be that small. But because we've just given it so much attention, it just grows and grows and grows. And another mentor of mine said, if you had 2 seeds, one positivity, one negativity, and you start like watering them, which one would you rather water? Well, obviously the positivity. So it's for that, it's like if you give something so much attention, it grows, it comes into this bigger thing. So for every negative thought that comes into your head, replace it with 3 or 4 good ones. So that way you can stay above water and continuously carry your self-esteem and confidence, man. So, but yeah, always like the thing that got it through me was, you know, friends and family, huge, 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 you know, and it's something we take for granted, you know. You know, we'll think, oh, you know, he'll always be there, his family, or she'll always be there, their friends and family. Like they might be, but they might not one day. So, you know, don't never take anything for granted and appreciate what you got and be grateful, you know, and strive for that next level, man. So,
yeah, I like that. That's fantastic advice. And it's so, as you say, it's one of the things that people generally don't appreciate. And I think once you can like break down the barriers of realizing that they aren't going to be there forever, or that it could be taken away so quickly, that you do then start to appreciate what they do for you, even if it's just something small, like they've, I don't know, like you do it with like your missus and stuff. Like I tried to be a bit more conscious about it, but even sometimes when she's like cooked or stuff like that, you just say, oh, thanks. You don't really think anything of it. You just think, oh, well, whatever. It's just small little things like that just help you try to appreciate the person more, and you can just, yeah, I understand.
Absolutely,
that.
Yeah, 100%.
So next one is like, so say you've like carried on with what you're doing and you've gone through everything, and when was it like the first time that you thought to yourself that you needed a mentor? So, or if you did have a mentor, what would you say was the stage where you realized, you know what, I want to take my life to the next level, and I want to like have one?
Absolutely, good question. Like, and something I think if any, like, it doesn't matter if it's in business or what. Like, I think if you can find a mentor that you know that's in your space, do whatever the hell you can to get them on board. Like, if they're in a position where you want to be, do what you have to do. Like, take that short-term sacrifice for that long-term gain. So like, I realized, you know, like I was doing a lot of self-development for years and years and years. And I came across this word mentor, and like, mentor, like, what's that? So I looked into it, and it was basically like, obviously somebody who is in your position, like where you want to be, that can help you get there, basically. So when I started my business, you know, I was, you know, doing stuff for like, you know, marketing experts. I was doing free stuff for business coaches. I was doing it all for free for like, you know, 4, 5, 6 months. And everybody was telling me, look, John, they're just using you. They're just doing this. You're not going to get anything from it. But that was their belief, not mine. So I believe that they were going to help me. And you know what? And now I've got 3 solid mentors from different parts of the world that help me out every single day. So yeah, mentors are absolute game changer. But even if you don't have one, it doesn't mean that you can like play the victim and stop what you're doing. Like, become your own mentor, like inspire yourself, you know.
So I agree with that. And I think because of the internet, and there are books and stuff out there these days, I think it is, you might not necessarily say have the person with you giving you personal coaching one-on-one, but you can also pick up their book and then take it from their book. Or the good thing about YouTube and stuff like that, you can just find people who are, as you said, who have got what you want, and then you don't even like need to do like exactly the stages of like, what I want to do is pay for the mentor. I want to make sure that they're with me personally. You can just watch a few of their YouTube videos, find out that they like a perfect match for you, and then you just watching a few YouTube videos might actually inspire you to then like becoming better and whatever else that you're planning to do. So yeah,
absolutely, man. Like a lot of my stuff is self-taught, you know. So sometimes it's the best form of teaching, man. Definitely.
Yeah, it's good that. So, what would you say was like the thing that you've struggled with most over the years? Me personally, it's more to do with my own self-sabotage. I think that's the biggest thing. For like, I've always got so far, and I've thought of reasons and I've thought of excuses why I couldn't do it, and I sabotage everything that I've done up to that point. So I'm just wondering what, like.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, I know what you mean. I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think now you're starting to realize, like, you're more alert, like, more aware of that now, and like, you know what, if you set a goal, like, even if you, like, no one's going to stay consistent, like, at the start, you know, like, even the best of the best don't stay consistent. And that's what I mean. Like, on social media, it may seem like they are, but when the camera's off, they're not, you know. So once you know what you want to do, and you have a clear kind of path and a clear vision, or some sort of impact you want to make, that's the goal. And figuring out the end goal, that's your vision. So once you have a vision, you start naturally taking the appropriate actions. And if the vision and the impact you want to make is powerful enough, like, bro, you'll create your own freaking motivation. You'll create your own discipline. So
yeah, I agree with that, definitely. So would you say that's something that you might have struggled with, or do you think that you've always been quite goal orientated and had clarity? Or
I think, yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. Like, the one thing I've always struggled with is clarity. I think I've never really knew what I wanted to do, you know, until, like, you know, probably last year. But not even right now, I don't know what I want to do, because I'm starting this new thing, you know. So I think with a lot of people, they think they just have to have this one thing and get fixed on that and do that for the rest of the time. Yeah. And that's completely insane. Like, go and do a load of things, you know, go and freaking speak on stage, go and freaking run a marathon, go and do this, go and do that. Like, just go and experiment, go and have fun, go and, you know, do things, you know. So the thing that I've always struggled with was clarity. Not knowing what I wanted to do, and always comparing myself again to my chapter 3 or someone else's third novel, which just pushed me down and down and down. But once I became alert to it and was more aware of it, I thought, you know what, I'll give you the middle finger, and I'm just going to get on with what I want to do in the first place, you know. So Yeah, clarity and sometimes discipline. Like I was always really lazy growing up, but you know, like right now I'm still lazy now. You know, I'm still out on the sofa, you know, feet up and that. But you know, when it's game time, it's game time, and then you know that's your time to get it done. Then. So
well, that's it. It's your choice, though, isn't it? You're not unconsciously just doing it and watching TV. You're consciously thinking, "I want a bit of downtime." So you're spending the time that you've got doing what you want to do. So you're not really, as I say, living unconsciously because you know you want to sit down, you know you want to relax and stuff like that. Whereas if you're bumbling through life, not really knowing what path you're taking and this and other, you just end up just going into the same routines over and over and over again. Before you know it, you've gone like 5-10 years, and you're thinking, where's this last 10 years gone? And you've not moved or progressed any further.
yeah, it's like a hamster wheel.
Yeah, that's it. Perfect.
So
That's a good one. That sometimes I feel like I'm doing that, but then I feel like no, I'm not. Even if I just do something so small, to realize from the day before that I've progressed, I think, you know what, I've actually made a massive leap here. So I need to just keep, as you say, I said earlier about keeping your appreciation up and gratitude and stuff like that. So
another big thing to help you out, man, is like journaling. Like I used to literally knock all this mindset stuff. I used to knock it all. You know, I didn't understand that fight. I was thinking, no, learn a skill, go and do it. But there's way much more to that. But if you can journal, like if you can look back at yesterday and think, okay, I got this done. But today I've got this, and this done. So when you haven't realized what you did, you might think, oh, I've done a bit here and there. No, like you did a little bit here and there yesterday, but today you freaking crushed it. And if you compare today actions for yesterday, like you've already made that huge leap. So that will give you self-esteem and motivation to continue doing that. And just go on and on and on and just stack your wins. Honestly, like it's game changing.
Yeah, that's good. That. So I just got the last question, which is either you personally or for, say, anyone who's listening up, how would you kind of reconnect with yourself? Because if you feel lost or whatever, you're trying to find out who you are, find a purpose, trying to reconnect with yourself and find happiness. So just wondering what you think.
So reconnect with yourself. First of all, I would say it's something I'm still practicing today, you know, but things that's helped me is that we're so wrapped up in our, you know, social lives. You know, it's like we'll be on the phone to somebody, we'll be on social media, we'll be on, you know, be relaxing on your Xbox or whatever it is. You know, you'll be doing work, you know, be on coaching calls, whatever it is. You don't actually have, you think you do, but you don't have any time for yourself. So what I would suggest is every single day, take 10, 15 minutes out of your day, turn everything off, just sit, as crazy as it seems, just sit there or lie there in a comfortable position, close your eyes and just let your thoughts run, and connect with yourself, because there's nothing distracting you then. Meditation is a big one. Like I used to knock that as well. I was thinking, yo, this is just for freaking crazy people. But honestly, like the way you can connect with yourself, start it, learn it, and it's game changing. You know, and start to appreciate yourself and what you've done. And then in order to find that true happiness, I think once you can be happy with yourself and love yourself, I think you can then do that for others. So I think helping other people out, I think will give you a true sense of fulfillment and happiness. You know, but don't rely on other people. Don't rely on other people to control your emotions. Like control your own emotions, control your own thoughts. You know, and then you'll be good to go.
I say do it as you want to help people, and then the byproduct is it gives you happiness at the end of it, sort of thing.
Yeah. Like follow your passion as well, man. Like
yeah, cool. I love that. So, and I say I've recently been doing more meditating and visualization and stuff like that, and I agree with exactly what you said. It's more people like when you're younger and people talk about meditation, you're like, it's just for hippies and stuff like that. But when you actually get down to it and realize all the benefits of actually doing it and getting connected with yourself and like really just focusing on yourself, it's so surprising how much benefit you get from it. So yeah, that's definitely something I do highly recommend people to like definitely do.
Plan your day out as well. Like if you can plan your day out the night before, like it saves you from just winging it the next day. And then once, like, because you'll realize if you wing it, you'll get nothing done, and at the end of it, you'll feel like complete crap because you think, oh, I've got nothing done. I'm not being productive. all right, the way to tackle that is spend 10, 15 minutes with yourself, figure out what it is you want to do the next day. You know, even if it's doing something like doing the dishes or doing the washing, do something to make you feel like, okay, cool, I can check that, I can tick that off. Self-esteem boost right there, you know. So
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, plan your day, man.
All right, well, that's it. Thanks for everything today. I really appreciate you coming on, and you've given some fantastic answers. And yeah, I'm glad that you were my first. You popped my cherry.
Absolutely, man. Yo, I massive appreciation for letting me on, man. And you know, obviously, I think there's a few golden nuggets in here, so I think I'll try and share this with my audience as well. But
yeah, where can everyone can find you? So then, when I post out, they can find you and what you're doing next and stuff.
Yeah, so on Facebook, it's just John Rossiter, Rossiter. Instagram is John_Rossiter97. But yeah, all my social media links are quite consistent anyway. So if you just type in John Rossiter or Jim Lee's on demand, you'll be able to find me there as well. So yeah. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you got some gold nuggets out of this. And yeah, thanks again, bro, for having me on.
Yeah, nice one. Thanks, dude. And I'll speak to you again soon.